Obviously with Ricardo coming out, you could maybe brought in Declan or Piero or Martin, but you played Bukayo in sort of more central areas. Is that something you've been looking to try, and how did you think it worked?
Yeah, that's something that's a possibility, and I wanted to try it, and we might use it in the future. So still so many games, competitions, and different scenarios to play in the season, and that's a possibility that we have. Yeah.
Tom, Rich?
Just two quick ones quickly on Ricardo. What's the situation with him, and is he okay?
Yeah, him and Ben is the only doubt. We have to wait and see in the next 48 hours how things develop.
And you might remember a press conference a couple of years ago where we talked about goalkeepers and substitutions in games of goalkeepers. You said in the right moment you would make a change.
Yeah.
Was today that day?
No, this was a different context. I think a different moment that I was referring to a few years ago. But I think everybody has to feel that he's got a chance, and if there are players, one of them will be Tommy for his attitude and the way he helps everybody every single day. So we had a chance to play in some minutes. We have to try to do it, and I think he was very happy. You want to show how much you want it when you play against this kind of opposition in the cup, and we certainly had that attitude. And then I was a bit surprised with the level of cohesion and connections very early in the match, because when you make that many changes, that can be a part of the game that can be lacking, but certainly wasn't, and we scored some very, very good goals, and I'm very pleased with that.
Hi Mikel, just another one on Bukayo, because he's played there before, I think during the lockdown kind of seasons. What do you like about him in those areas compared to when he's playing for the right?
Well, he's more central, he's closer to the goal. It's a bit more difficult for the opponent to get his reference constantly. He can interchange position with the wide player as well, and he's so good at picking those spaces, and when he's there, he can really hurt you with the ball.
And when you say you were surprised by the cohesion, was it him in particular, or?
No, there were a lot of them, and most of them they haven't played that much together, so that's not easy. But some of the goals were exactly what we wanted to do.
Max Standout?
Hi Mikel. It looked like the plan was going to be to give Miles minutes in midfield today. Of course, he couldn't do that for late change. How frustrating was that?
No, that was another learning moment, and I always tell them, be ready, because in the role that you have, it can change any minute. And Bukayo had to be ready, and he was made aware of that very, very, very late. But you need to understand the goals were exactly what we wanted to do.
Max Standout?
Hi Mikel. It looked like the plan was going to be to give Miles minutes in midfield today. Of course, he couldn't do that for late change. How frustrating was that?
No, that was another learning moment, and I always tell them, be ready, because in the role that you have, it can change any minute. And Bukayo had to be ready, and he was made aware of that very, very, very late. But you need to understand the position, you need to understand the global intentions of the team, and if you do that, then you can perform, and I think Mike had a really good game.
Ed, go ahead.
Hi Mikel, two great assists from Eze today, the first two goals. Are you pleased that a confidence booster for him after a difficult week?
Yeah, some superb balls, and his intentions, I think the risk that he took in the final third, the amount of shots that he tried to take as well, I think that's really positive. That's what we want from him.
And could he have a big role to play for you in the next week, given that Martin Odegaard wasn't in the match they scored today? Is he going to be around?
Yeah, he's already playing a big role. He's played a lot of games for us, and he will continue to do that.
We'll do the last couple. Phil from PA.
Yeah, I was just going to follow up on that really. I mean, do you think that would just be really important for Eze, because obviously he has had his sort of critics in this season, and he's just laid on two great assists and had a really good performance. So how good would that be?
Well, that's what those players need, those moments, and especially when we talk about the creative players, they need to feel that they are producing those moments, and very happy with that, very happy with Gavi as well, the run that he made, the timing of that, and then the finishing action, really, really positive. So it's good for the mood, for the confidence, it's a really good thing.
Just on Martin, was he rested today, or was he injured? Or?
Yeah, with Martin we have to wait and see. Obviously he picked that knock on the action where we conceded the goal, and he wasn't fit for today.
Finally, Josh from the side.
Hi Mikel. Just to touch on that with Martin, also you said Ricardo and Ben, you're waiting to see what's happened with them. You're now still in all four competitions, on top of them losing Kai and Mikel.
Yeah.
Are you worried that your squad's getting thin as you go out to play even more games for England?
Yes, and especially